Hello there, this is a review for the Sony Platinum wireless headset. It features 7.1 surround sound and Sony's proprietary 3D audio technology. Now I can't really review this headset without comparing it to the Sony Gold. The Gold doesn't have the 3D audio, but otherwise they're very comparable when it comes to features. The main difference between the two is the price. The Gold costs around £65, whereas the Platinums cost around £125. Twice the price. So the question is, are they worth the extra money? Now I'm going to answer that question by comparing the two headsets with regard to comfort, with regard to mic quality, with regard to sound quality, with regard to build quality, with regard to styling, and of course value for money. As any gamer knows, the most important thing about a headset is comfort. If they're not comfortable, you're not going to use them for any length of time, and you're going to be sending them back before you know it and scouring the internet looking for another headset. Now I've used the Sony Golds for the past 18 months. The ear cups are really comfortable, they're large, they sit around your ears, not on your ears, so you can use them for extended periods of gaming, and they come with this soft leatherette material. Platinums use pretty much an identical ear cup, so that's good news, but they differ when it comes to the head strap. They have this headband, this rubbery headband, whereas the Gold has this kind of wide, soft, spongy material that I've never had a problem with, even after using them for hours and hours of gaming. But the strap on the Platinums, after a couple of hours, I found that the rubber headband actually started to hurt the top of my head. I was like feeling this pain, and I was like, what's going on? And then I suddenly realised it's the head strap, and I tried moving, I tried manoeuvring the headset, so I'd had them on like this, and I was doing this with them, moving them forward, moving them backwards like this, but it didn't really help, and in the end I had to actually start using a different headset. Now that's a real negative for me with this headset. It's my main concern. That kind of limits their use, whereas with the Gold I didn't have that problem. So for me, when it comes to comfort, the Gold is a clear winner, and for me that's a big win. Now another important factor is of course sound quality. It doesn't matter how comfortable the headphones are, if the sound is flat and uninteresting, you're not going to want to listen to them. Fortunately, when I got my Sony Golds, I was pleasantly surprised. It's good fidelity sound, well balanced, and for the money I was very impressed. Now the Platinums actually have bigger speakers in them, bigger drivers. These are 5cm drivers, so they can move a lot more air a lot quicker, so you get deeper bass and you get a more sort of punchy bass. Lots of gaming headsets, they tend to amp up the bass too much and it kind of flattens out the sound. But with this headset, I didn't find that the bottom end was overbearing. I could listen to them for long periods of time, just like I could the Golds, without feeling any sort of ear fatigue. And now I did find the clarity in the mid-range a bit better on the Golds, but given the choice, I definitely go with the Platinums. Having that warmer, punchier bass definitely swung it for me, so I'm going to give the sound quality category to the Platinums. But saying that, it wasn't a big win, not as big as I expected. With the bigger drivers, I was expecting the sound quality to be a big step up above the Gold, but it isn't really that big a difference. But that's I think more testament to just how good the audio quality is on the Golds. An integral part of any gaming headset is the microphone. It doesn't have to be fantastic quality, as long as people can hear you clearly when you're gaming, that's all that really matters. What's more important is you don't have any static, you don't have any buzzing on the microphone, you don't have any feedback, you don't have too much background noise, i.e. that there's good noise cancelling. Now both these headsets feature a microphone that is built into the ear cup. They don't have boom mics, and that's a positive because boom mics can get in the way, but having the microphone embedded in the ear cup does mean that the mics on both the headsets do sound a bit reverby, but they're clear. They're not the best mics in the world, but they're certainly not the worst mics in the world. I've heard a lot of boom mics online that are actually a lot worse than these headsets. But saying that, for the extra money, I was hoping that in this area, Platinums would be a big improvement. They actually have two microphones but on the front of the ear cup, as opposed to the Gold, which just have one microphone on the side of the ear cup. Now I've actually done a sound test with both of these headsets in party chat with my friends online, and they tell me exactly what they think of both microphones. Now I've posted a link to that sound test at the end of this video, so you can check that out for yourselves. Now the general consensus between my friends was that there really wasn't a significant improvement when it comes to the mic quality or the noise cancelling quality of the Platinum over the Gold, and that was a real disappointment for me. I was really hoping for the extra money that Sony would really have improved on the mic quality and the noise cancelling. With the Gold, you can actually hear people pressing the buttons on their controller when they're using it, and you can also hear people talking in the background, and that's still the case with the Platinums. In fact, because of the extra sensitivity of the mic, I think it's actually a little bit worse on the Platinums. So when it comes to mic quality, I don't really think there's a clear winner on this one, so I'm going to call it a tie on mic quality. Now, I did have a problem with echo on the microphone. When I went into party chat, other people in the party would hear their own voice being sent back to them via my microphone. It's like a feedback effect. Now, this was really annoying for everyone in the party. I didn't hear it myself because it was my microphone causing the problem. It seemed to be an intermittent problem, but after a couple of days it seemed to disappear. I don't know why that was, but it hasn't come back since. I did actually download the companion app for these headphones, and you can actually use that to send different EQ settings to these headsets, and also you can use that companion app to reset the headset to its factory defaults, and when you do that it actually downloads the latest firmware to the headset. Maybe that helped with the problem, I'm not sure, but it's something you can try if the problem happens for you. Now, one thing I should say about both these headsets is they are closed back design, and they have the leatherette material which is not breathable, so your ears do get warm when you're using these headsets. It's not a big problem, and it's something that happens with all closed back headsets. If you can't get on with your ears being warm, then I suggest probably looking at alternate headsets, maybe open back headsets that have a velvet or more breathable material rather than the leatherette. But as I say, most headsets are closed back, so that's severely going to limit the choice available to you. On a warm day, your ears can actually get sweaty using closed back headsets, so that's just something you should be aware of. Now, when it comes to build quality, both these headsets are decent. You know, for £65, I think the build quality of this headset is perfectly acceptable. They do creak a bit when you open them up. They clamp nicely over your head. They don't slip off or move around, but they don't put too much pressure on the sides of your head. The Platinums are definitely an improvement on build quality. They don't creak as much when you open them up. They've got this nice metal head strap. Now, both of these headsets do fold up like this. There has been a problem with the Golds where people have had the hinges break on them. I didn't have that problem, but hopefully with the Platinum they've improved on that, but obviously time will tell. Now, I did mention that I've been using the Golds for 18 months. Recently the headband broke on them, but as someone pointed out to me, for the price you can actually buy 2 pairs of these for 1 pair of these. So that's a good point. Now, I always used to recommend this headset to people. If they wanted a wireless headset for their PlayStation 4, I would always recommend this fantastic package for the price. But now that mine have broken, I'm more skeptical about it, and I have to say to people, look, you know, they're a great headset, but the headband can break on you. I do have a large head, so maybe if you have a small, medium head, it won't be a problem. When it comes to build quality, I'm definitely going to give it to the Platinums. Now, when it comes to styling and looks, that isn't as important to me as comfort. For comfort, you really want big ear cups. And if you've got big ear cups, when you put on your headphones, you do tend to look like an airline pilot. So they're not that stylish. You're probably not going to be walking around outside in public wearing these. But saying that, you're spending good money on these things, you want to be sort of at least comfortable with how they look. And I think that actually both these headsets do look like nice headsets. They're not too fussy or gimmicky. They are both sort of a nice clean design. But I think with the metal head strap and the more sort of sleeker looks of the Platinums, I'm going to give this category to the Platinum headset. Now, when it comes to functionality, both headsets are very similar. They both have a chat volume and in-game volume balance control, and also an overall volume control. I don't find that particularly intuitive. I would prefer a separate volume control for the game chat and the game volume. But it's the same on both headsets. They both have the balance control. Both headsets have a button for turning on and off surround sound, and both headsets have a mute button for muting the headsets, which is obviously very convenient. The buttons on the Platinum are actually quite thin and a bit fiddly. If you have large fingers, I could imagine it becomes quite annoying and frustrating to use them. Personally, I didn't have a problem with them, but I do feel that the buttons on the Golds are easier to use. So when it comes to usability, it's pretty much a tie really, but because of the larger buttons, I'm gonna give it to the Golds. Now, one thing about the Golds is you do have to plug them into the PlayStation when you want to transfer game EQ settings to the headset. With the Platinums, you don't have to do that. It can transfer the EQ settings wirelessly, which is much more convenient. And also, there are actually 2 EQ settings that you can send to this headset. On the Golds, it can only store 1 EQ setting. Now I want to talk about the key feature, or what Sony considered to be the main selling point of this headset, and that's the 3D audio. 3D audio could be a real game changer if consoles and console games can start implementing proper sort of binaural emulation in their games to give you a proper 3D audio surround sound effect. It's really going to blow 7.1 surround sound out the water. I don't know if they use binaural algorithms for the Sony 3D audio, but hopefully it's a step in the right direction. There's only a couple of games that I know of that support 3D audio, the main one being Nathan Drake Thieves End. That's actually got the 3D audio built from the ground up within the game when they're actually developing it. Horizon Zero Dawn's also got the 3D audio, but that's been patched in at a later stage, so I don't know just how good that implementation is. The thing that concerns me is this is a proprietary 3D audio format, and it's really only people with the Sony Platinum headset that can really take advantage of it. So how many game studios are really going to be bothered to actually implement it into their games? Now hopefully Sony gives them a really good incentive to do so, and I really hope that the 3D audio is successful for Sony and they really keep supporting 3D audio. As I say, at the time of making this review, there's only a handful of games that actually use the 3D audio. Hopefully that will change. I would imagine in the next few years, at a bare minimum, the games actually published and produced by Sony will definitely include the 3D audio. It should, because a lot of people have spent a lot of money on this headset. Okay, so are these worth the extra money? I can't honestly say that I feel they are. I think if you've already got the Golds, it really isn't worth upgrading to this headset. If you really want to experience the 3D audio, go for it. But I would caution you with regard to the head strap. A couple of hours gaming and this could possibly then cause you a problem. Maybe that extra sound quality, that extra bit of punchiness to the bass, maybe that is worth it to you. Maybe you're quite happy to pay that extra money to get that bit better sound quality. Now, if you haven't got either of these headsets and you want a wireless headset for your PlayStation 4, for £65 at that price point, there really isn't really any competition for the Golds. They're a clear winner. They're a no-brainer really. If you want to pay less than £100, these are really your best wireless headset that you can get for your PlayStation 4, in my opinion. Maybe you feel I've been knocking this headset, but I do feel that it is still a very good headset. And when you compare it to headsets available from other manufacturers, it fares very well. It's just when you compare it with the Gold, they just don't seem to offer that good a value for money. I think that's more of a testament to just how good a package these headset is. All the functionality that they offer you for the price, these are, for that money, these are a great headset. So my recommendation for most people is still to go for the Golds. Even though they did break on me after 18 months, I still feel that these are better value for money than the Platinums. But as I say, if you've got the money, you want to treat yourself. I know I did. I thought, it was my birthday. I wanted to, get a new headset, and I looked around. I looked at other wireless headsets. I ended up coming back to Sony. You know, I can't say I'm disappointed with my purchase. The only real issue really is the headband hurting my head. Now if you look up to the right there, you should see the link to the sound test video. You can actually hear what both these mics sound like, so go and check that out. I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Goodbye.